Hi, this is Dan Gilbazan, and you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
Batmobile! Ignition!
Hello and welcome to another edition of Altered Geek Unlimited. I'm your host, Steve Megatron Phillips, and joining me is...
TFG1 Mike, hello.
Yo.
Yes, this week's Altered Geek is brought to you by more robotic voices.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because you sound like you're talking like a robot. You want to fill in everybody on how you're even here this week?
I am here via Skype from my phone from 4G because I have no internet yet. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thankfully the only thing that works on Sprint is their 4G where I live.
Wow.
Now.
Yeah. Oh man. So I guess this week I am Al Borland and you are the Tim the Toolman Taylor, right?
Ho, 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 ho.
Well, the funny thing is I've been working at my house.
Yeah. That's why I made the reference.
Yeah, except I'm doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
I've been installing floors. We ripped out floors. We had one that had because we ripped out the carpet and the padding, and it was completely like nasty from like dog piss from the previous owners, and some of it soaked into the floorboard underneath the carpet. So yeah, we had to rip it all up, which dust flew up from that. And then we put down this stuff called Kills, which is like a white paint, but it destroys mold, smells, like anything. It traps it and essentially kills it. Well, it's highly toxic. And you should wear a mask and have a very well ventilated area. Well, my son was in another room in the same vicinity, and rather than have him get contaminated with the chemical, I closed all the doors in that room, trapping myself in there with both windows wide open, which they have really big windows. So that helped, but I didn't have a mask on. So I'm pretty sure I burned my esophagus somewhat, or like my windpipe, which I'm hoping that recovers. Because if I talk in my regular voice, my voice kind of fizzles out at points. However, if I talk in Beast Wars Megatron or the Inner World voice, then nothing actually happens with my voice, and I can actually talk normal, which is strange. I can talk in any voice but my own, which is the strangest. It's the strangest friggin' thing. It's like saying, nope, you're not allowed to talk like you anymore. So yeah, I've been doing that, and then of course I started installing laminate flooring, and as you can, well, you'll be able to tell once I get regular internet, I don't have the familiar hum of an air conditioner or a furnace or a washing machine or a dryer, because I'm actually in my own isolated office.
Yes.
And thankfully, I mean, the walls are huge and they're thick, so I don't have to worry about being noisy anymore, which is awesome.
Yep.
So actually, before I got on this call, I was laying down more laminate in my office, or not in my office, in my bedroom. We got the hallway done ahead of time, but the uh the bedroom I started yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today I got another third of the room done. I would say I have 3/4 of the room done
Mm-hmm.
since yesterday. That's the closet. We have to get new like trim for the hallway in that bedroom,
Right.
because we opted to destroy the old stuff. Um,
Yeah, I would think anything in that house that's old stuff you opted to destroy.
well, it is my mission in life. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I did that, and then yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been using a saw, chopping the crap out of it. So it's been fun. And then right before I recorded, started the record for this, I've got both PCs set up, my laptop and my desktop. I have no
Mhm.
internet. I'm trying to get something to boot. Um, Funny enough. Uh, but yeah. So I partially set up my office before, even though this room's going to get torn apart later on once the carpet gets laid because we're putting linoleum in. So
Mhm.
it's a never-ending project, but yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Renovations suck.
They
I've
do,
watched
but
enough. I've watched enough HGTV to realize renovations really suck when you're doing them, but they pay off after it's done.
oh yeah, and that's the definite thing. Like we've painted damn near every room in the house,
Yeah.
and I'm fully intent on see, because the office I have to share it with my wife, which is it's not a big deal. Like, because honestly, the closet, it's got a lot of my hoodies and work uniforms, and then it's got our board games and miscellaneous crap that goes on her desk. Well, I reclaimed my old desk
Mm-hmm.
that I've had since I was like 12. Um,
Ah.
it's got a pull-out drawer and everything else, and it extends so I can have an extended desk. Or if I don't want it, I can just push the file cabinet back inside and it all condenses right back in the desk. So maybe I'll actually clean it out for once. Um, but so I gave her back her desk, and then I butted it up against mine so that I can divide the room essentially,
Right. Right.
because I'm going to set up my soundboard as soon as I get the room set up the way I want it, and as soon as I get Comcast in here, and I'm going to set up a green screen wall behind me because I'll have plenty of light.
There you go.
So that's what's been going on with me.
Yeah, with me, it's been fairly boring. I did just do an interview with Neil S. Bulk. He is an album producer. He works with La La Land Records, putting together like the Lethal Weapon 8-disc CD set and stuff like that. It was really interesting talking to him and seeing how the production side of something like that, what they have to do that. Because I had asked him in the interview about alternate certain CDs sometimes will have an alternate take on a certain track, and it's like, where did that come from? Did the composer just have it lying around, or so it was really interesting talking to him. What else have I been doing this week? Um, let's see. Saw the Gotham trailer, the extended trailer, so we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Podcasted 2 or 3 times. Got Batman month ready to go. I still have 5 of those episodes. I think 5 episodes to edit and 1 to actually record. So that's all done. Um, Constantly having problems with people in the area that I live in. I swear to God, dude, people are so fucking stupid. I'm sorry to use the F bomb, ladies and gentlemen, but people in this world are so. Take today, for example. Uh, one of my neighbor's friends comes over, and how our sidewalk is it's a sidewalk that it has grass around it. You would think the smart thing to do after you get off your bike is either number one, use the damn kickstand if it has one, which I don't know if the bike did or not, I didn't see it. Or put the bike on the grass. Don't leave it right in the middle of the damn sidewalk where the mailman has to step over it to get to the friggin' building. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Summer is going to be hell around here with all these people that live around here, because we've got like 6 different play sets out in the yard.
Wow.
Oh my god. And the other thing, this past week, I guess I can go off on this, even though I already went off on it on Facebook. I'm the type of person that I don't know how people keep their, how well people that live around here maintain their cars. I know one guy that has a car that's a very, very old model BMW, has no gas tank door on it. It has a cap, it has a gas cap, but it doesn't have a tank door on it. So, the 5th of May, the force apparently wasn't with some of these stupid-ass kids who are lighting off sparklers and firecrackers around cars. Okay, sure, it's just a sparkler, but damn it, get the hell away from the cars. I don't know if that shit's gonna explode or... you know what I mean? It's just one of those things that I'm like... Oh my god, people in this area. Oh, stupid, stupid people. So that's what I've been dealing with this week. The other really interesting thing is, and normally I don't... Have you ever looked at Ripped Apparel's website at all?
Somewhat.
Okay. They basically do, like, somebody will do a design and they have a t-shirt a day, like a design a day for 365 days. And I've seen people talk about Ripped Apparel and everything else, and it was the first time I ever bought anything from them, only because I had to. I will actually probably either have you, or I might do it myself, put the pictures in the post. They have Sounds of the 80s Volume 1 and 2, and it's the cassettes from Blaster and Soundwave. And it's so hilarious, these designs. So I was able to get those 2 shirts this week. What else is going on? Just preparing for the contest that we've got going on, the 5-year contest, and other than that, not much else really is going on. A lot of my TV shows are ending. I did watch the not this past week's not this week's episode, but the week before. I did watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it was all right. The one where Sky and what's his name, Mr. Oh my God, we didn't know you were Hydra guy, Ford or whatever the hell.
Ward.
Ford, whatever. I watched that, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I'm gonna watch the season finale tonight. I just watched the second to last episode of The Big Bang Theory for this season. And anyone that says that there's no character development with any of those characters is damn dead wrong. Because they're taking for a situation comedy, they're taking it a really serious turn for the end of the season. Obviously, you don't have cable right now, so I know you weren't able to watch it. But
well, I'll have it tomorrow. But
right. But I'm saying that, all the characters between Howard and Bernadette being married and what they're setting up for the end of the season, and Raj and Sheldon and Amy and Leonard and Pat, all the characters are being set up for, not necessarily for, they're not world building it. They're not doing what Michael Powers loves to see things do, but it's not just episode after episode of, hey, let's make fun of geek culture. Hey, let's make fun of physics. Hey, let's make fun of this. It is not that at all. But anyway, but that's pretty much what I've been up to this week. I saw Amazing Spider-Man 2, which people will be able to hear my thoughts amongst a bunch of other geeks coming up next Thursday, the 15th of April.
Well, just real quick, without spoiling anything, how did you like it?
I thought it was great. There are a couple moments where I felt Max Dillon was a little bit too 90s Edward Nygma, but other than that, I love the visuals. I love how they incorporated the music into the visual effects and the sound effects. People are saying that, there's... Here's the difference between Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3, they completely forced all three villains on us. And Amazing Spider-Man 2, Electro is the main villain. The side story is Harry and the Goblin stuff. And then Paul Giamatti's character as the Rhino, he shows up at the beginning of the movie, but he doesn't show up again till the very end. So I don't even really count it being three villains, because he is, in my personal opinion, he is set up for the next film when they eventually bring in the Sinister Six or the Insidious Six or whatever the hell they're going to call the damn six villains. But overall, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I loved Garfield and Stone's chemistry as Peter and Gwen. I like how they did the repercussions of the first film with what Peter Parker and / Spider-Man is dealing with the whole thing with, and this isn't a spoiler, at the end of the first film, George Stacy says, "Hey, look, stay away from my daughter. You have to promise me this." Well, that comes back to haunt him throughout the second film here. And I thought that was very well done. I enjoyed it overall. I'm trying to think here. How am I going to word this? Okay, I know in the 6 years that I've podcasted, I've analyzed stuff and picked it apart to death. But I'm to the point now where with the Spider-Man movies, with the X-Men movies, with the Marvels, depending on what Marvel stuff I see that is Marvel Studios, because I know I won't be seeing Guardians of the Galaxy. Although I did see that trailer finally in front of Spider-Man, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I find myself to be a lot more tolerant of movies now. I find myself going in with a more optimistic outlook. Sure, did I have expectations that Spider-Man 2 or Amazing Spider-Man 2 was going to be the best comic book movie ever? No. But I didn't go in just downright hating it. I know there's some people online, I wish they would have just stuck with the original. Why reboot the franchise? Why do this? Why do that? Well, first of all, and I think Mike Powers has said this, the Raimi films are the 616, the regular Marvel Universe, and this is supposed to be the Ultimate Universe. So, I don't know. Bottom line is I enjoyed the film.
That's good.
Yeah.
Makes me enthused to go see it.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool moments in it. And having the more recognized suit this time around does it a lot better.
So it's the actual, it's the ones that we grew up on?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
He does still have the mechanical web shooters, though. It's basically the suit from the Raimi films, except it's like 94 Spidey, where he built the web shooters himself. So basically, they took everything from Amazing 1 with his origin and everything else, and just changed the suit out. That's all they did.
Oh, okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah. So, other than that, not much else is really going on. I mean, I'm just, podcasting as always, writing reviews, and I'm really getting impatient on waiting every week for the Justice League Beyond and Batman Beyond 2.0 digital issues because, damn it, that story is so good right now. So that's kind of me being a little bit more impatient. Other than that, not much else really. I think we should probably get into some of the news items since there is a lot of them.
Yeah, sorry for the raw edit. This week I'm going to just more or less it's not going to be very transitional, more or less.
It's going to be like the old ATTFs, ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever listened to some of those. No, not the old ones, like episode 9 and above.
You're not talking about the
No, not the early episode. No, like after I joined the thing.
You're not talking about the episodes like
No, I'm not talking about the episodes like that where the guy talked like this, but he was really British.
Yeah, he wasn't British.
But he wasn't? Wow, that's kind of scary.
He was from Texas. Anyhow. Which story do we want to jump into first?
Well, should we go on the whole ranting thing? Not necessarily this is a bad thing, but discussing the potential that the showrunner for Gotham has said that the Joker could show up eventually.
Well, since you let the cat out of the bag, we might as well go with Gotham as the first starting point.
Let's start with the extended trailer. What did you think of that?
I thought it was pretty neat. I liked getting the quick cameos of everybody. Thought it was kind of interesting. Not only casting, but the way that they're planning about going about this story.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm the same way. I thought it looks really good. I'm interested to see how the villains are, because the whole point of the trailer is before Riddler, before Catwoman, before all of, everything that we know, before Batman, what I'm most interested in is because it's something we've never really seen is Bruce as a child after his parents, right? We've seen it, but we haven't
seen it.
We haven't really seen him grow up. We've seen his parents get killed. He was a kid for a while. By the time he was 16 or 18, he went overseas, did the training, did this, did that. By the time he's 20-something, he found the cave or whatever the hell. And by the time he's 35, 40, he's the goddamn Batman. But we haven't really seen, and this is one of the reasons why I like prequels like this. This is one of the reasons why I originally loved Smallville, because I was so interested to see what was going on with a young Clark Kent, because we all know the origin story and, a lot of Superman's actual stories. That's what I'm interested to see, how they're going to approach this series. And deal with it from that aspect, and how exactly all these villains that are in Batman's Rogues Gallery actually come to be in Gotham, and what they're doing before Batman even shows up. Because I'm betting, however long this series lasts, I'm betting the final thing they're going to do is have whomever, I'm hoping Batfleck, but whomever show up as Batman at a series finale, whether it's season 2, season 3. I tell you this, I don't know. I know Batman has a lot of mythology. I mean, hell, the guy's been around for 75 years. I don't want 10 seasons out of Gotham. I would say 5 maximum.
But if it's doing good, they'll milk it.
I know. But the problem is when they milk stuff is you get 1 or 2 seasons where it's utter crap.
You mean you get sour milk?
Yeah, that too. The trailer looks damn good. I'm really happy that Ben McKenzie is going to be Commissioner Gordon. This is actually, I believe, his return to Fox since he was on the OC way back in 2003. So it's been about 10 years or so, 10 or 11 years or so since he's been on Fox. So I'm interested to see how he plays that. I'm really stoked to see how Donald Logue plays Bullock because I've been watching him as an actor on Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and he's playing a lieutenant on there, and he's a damn good actor, and I really think he can pull Bullock off. What did you think about the trailer?
Well, I'm interested to see how these certain people play out, because
Hmm.
obviously, um, it's everybody's going to be raw, everybody's going to be real early in their career, um, of whatever they may be doing, whoever it may
Hmm.
be. Um, the only thing I'm not too keen on is they're going to focus on these certain characters, and yes, some of them would have become who they were going to become regardless without Batman, like Penguin, like Riddler, like Catwoman.
No.
But then you have some cases where Joker's created by Batman,
Yeah.
and then you have other ones where he's just there.
Right.
Um, which I don't have a problem either way that they go. The thing I don't agree with is they're all supposed to be pretty close to Bruce's age.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Cobblepot is going to be a little bit older. I know Joker
Hmm.
is going to be a smidge older, but at the same time, it's I don't know if they should go that route and have all of them show up early.
Hmm.
Like they could easily have Clayface early on, you know,
Hmm.
before he starts taking the chemical, or maybe he does start taking the chemical, but nothing actually happens yet.
Now, which
Um,
version of Clayface would you want to see? Would you want to see?
the actor,
So you want to see Matt Hagen?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm right there with you. Because I've
So I mean,
read
I could see him doing that version of him. I could see that. Um, being that he's an aging actor, I could see that happen. I could see, you know, like Harvey as like one of the school friends of Bruce,
I know
or
this will never happen, but I want Billy D. Williams back as Harvey Dent. I know it'll never happen though, because he's way too old. I'm gonna read part of this from the Joker news here. It says EW has posted an interview with Gotham showrunner Bruno Heller, who revealed that the Joker would eventually be making an appearance in the upcoming Fox Batman prequel series, as well as Harvey Dent and Poison Ivy, who may be introduced later in the first season. Now, I don't want them. Someone asked on Facebook, didn't ask me directly, but asked somebody else, do you think it's too soon since Heath Ledger? Um, I don't think it's necessarily that. I'm kind of on board with what what your opinion of him is. Is he's the Joker is he's Batman's number one rogue. He's Batman's true arch enemy. You don't put him in there just to have him there. You like if they build up and have Harvey and Ivy and all these other people, and then throughout maybe have Harley sprinkled in there with like little Joker hints throughout the first or second season, and then build him up like that. That would be fine, but just to stick him in there just because, hey, it's the Joker and this is a Batman prequel series, because we don't even know how far they're going to take this whole young Bruce thing. That Bruce could be the young Bruce for just the first season. By the time the second season comes, they find some teenager to play him for his teenage years. So I don't know. I really don't want to see the Joker in this series. Not right away, anyway.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same opinion. I would rather they waited until he was actually like a young man, like maybe early 20s, and then have, maybe the character that becomes the Joker show up.
Mm-hmm. Well, see,
I
that's
mean,
what I'm
not,
saying.
and
Yeah.
I know that, some people prefer the one where he was made by himself, and then the other ones where he's made by Batman. I personally like the one where he's made by Batman because it makes it an irony because they're both, interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the way they did it in Origins too, where he just kind of shows up. But
Yeah.
but there's a lot of the characters that are more of a reaction to Batman, and then some of them had their own agendas previously anyway. But then they went hardcore with it once Batman hit the scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I hope to God they don't do. I could see them maybe doing this for Dent and doing what they did for, not they as in Fox or they as in Bruno Heller, but doing what they did for Smallville, where Clark and Lex start out as friends, and then I could see them doing that with Bruce and Harvey. I could never see them doing that with Bruce and the Joker.
No.
That would definitely not work. I'm very stoked to see Gotham. I'm interested to see how deep in the Bat mythos they go. Um, I'll keep an open mind about it. And this is what I was saying. I don't think I said it on this show, but I've said it elsewhere online, where it depends on the characters and like Batman stuff. I will always be on board and be positive for, unlike my first initial thoughts on the first 6 episodes of Shield, because they're doing, they said in that news article, a Batman prequel series. You've got Gordon, you've got Bullock, you've got Alfred, you've got these Bat villains, you've got Bruce. Those are all characters. While I may not know them, what they're going to be doing in this series, but I know different incarnations of them, so I can kind of be on board. Whereas over in Marvel, it's like, hey, here's Coulson with this ragtag team of people that you don't know who the hell they are because they're just random secret agents. So I'm more on board with Gotham than I am in general with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Not that I just, I'm coming around to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but that show's got to do something.
Well, I guess since we've talked Gotham's ear off, that makes it to a perfect transition that, CW.
Oh, you want to go that route, huh?
Yes.
So Arrow and Flash is really all that matters. Arrow's flashing supernatural is really all that matters because those 3 got picked up. Everything else got canceled.
Well, the funny thing is, Supernatural attempted a spinoff.
Yeah.
An episode or 2 ago, and it had it was basically like Godfather but with monsters.
Oh, jeez.
And they actually said that comment in the episode, and it felt very forced, like they were trying to almost bring back the dynamic of season 1, but with the mob boss mentality of the different monster clans. It flopped like a ton of bricks. Everybody panned it. Like every review was just terrible. I watched it. I was bored. I mean, and I've been following the show since season 1. My wife and I have, and I was like, next to the Ghost Facers episodes that they kept having, and then the where they had the camera and they had people running through the woods doing that Blair Witch kind of shooting. Those are the only episodes I cannot watch of Supernatural. This one did not help it any. I mean, it at least was watchable, but it was. I have no faith in a spinoff of a show that's going. So, for instance, like when Bones tried it.
Yeah, with Finder.
Yeah, that didn't go very long. They tried it with Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. That got canceled. They tried it with Supernatural and had a soft pilot within the actual show. And that never got picked up because of it. Whereas you look at things like Arrow, and being that they introduced somebody people know in The Flash, and the way they went about it, having the soft pilot within Arrow worked really well.
Absolutely, yeah.
The one show I am sad that the CW canceled was the Tomorrow People. I know that Danner and Mike have different opinions of the show because they have ones that they like better. For one, I like what the Tomorrow People is attempting to do. And I think that, again, this is another case like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where it was a slow burn on the start. And then the last few episodes, they hit that wick, and it's like when you're watching, dynamite getting ready to explode, then it just starts running, for that climactic season finale. And I think the Tomorrow People's with the episode that came out this week, they really, really ramped it up, changing things. So I mean, it had the potential to be good, but now that it's canceled, I'm gonna finish out the last episode and then bid it farewell. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm wondering. I know we've talked about it before, but I'm wondering if they may actually cancel it after the episode with Nick Fury.
Breaking news. Just found this out. Looked at Comic Book Resources Facebook page. ABC renews Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. picks up Agent Carter. It's a good day for Marvel TV. ABC has renewed Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a second season and given series order to Marvel's Agent Carter, as announced on Marvel.com. The second season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is said to start in fall 2014, though no time frame was given for Agent Carter. So,
well,
yeah.
That's good for me then.
There you go, yeah.
I got one show that got renewed.
So, the thing with Agent Carter, when I first, when I was on with Mike and Danner a couple weeks ago, I said, "Wait, why are they doing one about the new one?" And they're like, "No, it's a period piece." Here's what this article has to say about it. Deadline has a serious description for Agent Carter. It's 1946, and peace has dealt Peggy Carter a serious blow as she finds herself marginalized when the men return home from fighting abroad. Working for the covert SSR, Strategic Scientific Reserve, Peggy must balance doing administrative work and going on secret missions for Howard Stark, all while trying to navigate life as a single woman in America, in the wake of losing the love of her life, Steve Rogers. So that sounds to me a lot more enticing than the current status of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm kind of glad that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got picked up, because I'm still wondering, kind of like what Mike said, are they going to use it to promote other Marvel characters, or are they just going to use it as the movie buff and have it a buffer for the live action universe? So the live action film universe. But Agent Carter looks pretty damn good, honestly,
Now,
just from this description.
The interesting part about that is, like, I may watch it when I can collect the entire season.
Right.
Whereas the other one, I watch it purely for Coulson alone, and then the fact that they have switched it up so much in the last few episodes, I really enjoy it now. Whereas it was kind of almost villain capture of the week, like any other show that's on television right now. Where it finally came with a plot. So I really enjoy it. But the interesting thing is the Agent Carter version is the rise of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. So if you watch them both, it'll give you a nice bookending on either end of the S.H.I.E.L.D. as we know it.
Yep.
And I still stand by my opinion that Nick Fury is forming a new one. And they'll probably have Tony Stark as the head of the new S.H.I.E.L.D.
Possibly. All right, where are we going next?
What was the other story that you had for me?
Let's see here. Well, I guess I can throw this one in there. I'm looking at a link now where Future's End writers talk issue 1, Crafting the Future of the New 52, and there are spoilers in here. Future's End, it's interesting because I read a review on the Nerdist, on Nerdist.com, where the guy basically said, "Hey, look, it's DC ripping off one of Marvel's most famous stories, because it's essentially DC's version of Days of Futures Past." Um, this review pointed out everything to do with both stories, and that they're pretty much similar between the issue 0 and issue 1. The other thing I had was the fact that the Autobots are announced for Age of Extinction. 2 new editions.
I saw John Goodman.
Yep. Age of Extinction announced that John Goodman and Ken Watanabe will provide the voices of Autobots Hound and Drift, respectively. They join Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, Frank Welker as Galvatron. Thank God for that. John DiMaggio is...
Actually have Galvatron?
That's what it says here.
What's this?
It's from Superhero Hype.
Wow.
That's what it says. And there's actually a picture online from the Ba Weep Ground Weep Nitty Bong Facebook page. I actually shared it. It's of the actual press release from... here is a snip of the announcement from MichaelBay.com. So this is actually on MichaelBay.com. Goodman and Watanabe will join legendary voice actors Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. So it does say, that Welker is Galvatron. Rounding out the voiceover cast are actors John DiMaggio, Mark Ryan, Robert Foxworth, and Reno Wilson. DiMaggio and Ryan will take on the new characters, Crosshairs and Lockdown, respectively, while Foxworth reprises the role of Ratchet, and Wilson returns as Brains. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. Because I'm wondering, I really want to know, now that I've seen that Welker is going to be Galvatron, what I want to know is he going to be crazy G1 Galvatron? Or is it going to be a whole different voice? Because we all know his Megatron in G1 is a higher register and more, it's more gravel, whereas his Prime Megatron is a lower register and is more sinister. So I'm wondering what kind of Galvatron he's going to have in Age of Extinction.
Well, hopefully it's not, "It is my destiny."
I don't know. I kind of want to hear him do that again.
I think it would be interesting, but it would not fit. It would be so hokey in the film. Because you could see this big old beastie Galvatron going, saying that, or saying, "We will not fight today, Optimus Prime."
Yeah. I'm more interested right now in finding out, number one, if... the announcement of Goodman and Watanabe is great, but I really need an announcement that, number one, Grimlock is going to transform, and number two, Greg Berger is voicing him. That's what I need.
Grimlock.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had for news. I know there's a couple of controversial news stories out there, and I really don't want to talk about them. I'll briefly mention them. If people look up HGTV, you can find out about this series that they've decided to not go in together, not to bring to the network because of the twins' beliefs. Crap. You crapped out. Oh boy. Alright.
I did.
Yeah, you did. And then there's that stupid story about Willow Smith dating a 20-year-old. So, whatever. I don't know. I only bring this up is because Facebook has this new thing on the right-hand side of their main page for when you're logged in. It's called trending topics. Now, I normally do not pay attention to trending stuff on Twitter at all, specifically because I use TweetDeck and not the actual website. But on Facebook, I can't help sometimes but look at some of the trending articles on Facebook. One of them actually is Apple is getting close to buying Beats Audio. You've seen those Beats by Dre audio commercials for the headphones?
They have those built into like Android phones for the most part.
Yeah, well, it looks like Apple might be gonna be buying it.
Ooh, not that I care.
Yeah.
All cell phones suck.
You just got to be on the right.
Provided by Sprint.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just got to be on the right network. That's
or
really
HTC.
Yeah, there is that too. Is there anything else we got to bring up this week?
Well, you may have to do this, but being that I don't have full internet right now, what were some of the responses for questions last week?
Oh, for comments on the website. Yes. Let me see here. I don't think there were a lot because the Amazing Spider-Man 2 M-Wire Weekly episode and Talking in Circles episode 16 basically stole our thunder.
Days of Thunder?
No. Don't tempt me because I will edit Days of Thunder music into the show. Don't tempt me.
As long as it's behind our vocals right here, I don't care.
Yeah.
Sure. Arg.
Alright, so feedback on the Altered Geek Unlimited TV Fun Clock episode. There's some, but not much. Those shows, Weekly and Talking in Circles, are stealing all of our thunder. Epicurious says, my ultimate geek room would have to be an epic entertainment system with all the fixins, a row of classic arcade games, and the most comfortable couches known to mankind. I can see it now. I just want to fall asleep on top of a pillow shaped like the TARDIS. Is that too much to ask for? Yes it is, because pillows should be DeLorean shaped, not TARDIS shaped.
Nice.
Yep. Justin Washington says, I am far too scared to try and see how much time I waste watching TV, although I try to do stuff while watching a TV show. It is not nearly as big of a waste of time. I do think the mindless box that is a TV does serve a purpose. Sometimes gluing your eyes to it for a few hours can get rid of a lot of needless stress. And I replied, ain't that the damn truth?
Oh, yeah. I definitely agree.
Yeah. So Brad Kellogg says, currently I kind of have a geek room. Nothing special about it, but the one thing I do find is a key component is space. When you collect things like comic books, movies, books, and video games, things can add up. I have tons of storage space with file lockers for my most precious gifts, some of which are even fireproof. What can I say? I was a Boy Scout. Always be prepared. And then Connor Murphy had replied to him, this is the final one. I agree, space is a key factor. With the right creative mind, you can make a limited space work, though. Corner desks are a big plus. You can be economical with your space that way, but built-in shelving too. I try to make my own to fit the room I'm in. The one thing a geek room needs, though, is a proper bar or at least a place for some refrigerated beverages. I take ideas from geek rooms and man caves and put them into one. My pool table also doubles as a kick-ass table for D&D and Lego parties.
Yep.
Yep.
I will post pictures of my process of geeking my room out as I go with the renovations and modifications to my office. Eventually, I plan on changing out my some of my outlets to include USB ports.
Ah, interesting.
Because you can have USB next to the power outlet. So I could actually power like my phone or devices like that and not have them directly plugged into my computer.
There you go. That works.
I don't think I have anything else, and hopefully I should be back to full force within the next week or two. Definitely before the end of the month.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm trying to think of any questions we can ask them this week.
Were there any shows that you saw that you wished hadn't gotten the axe this week?
Okay, there you go.
Or that you wish would get the axe? Again, it's a matter of opinion. I'm just kind of curious on what people's tastes are as far as shows that they'd like to see go away. Mm-hmm. Even if it's like certain genres or types of stuff, kind of like, how they have all the doctor shows or all the cop shows or all the, FBI
zombie shows.
There's only really one of that.
Still.
I think that they could have kept Tomorrow People and gotten rid of Beauty and the Beast, but...
Well, they did get rid of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay, that was one of the ones that I was reading with it then. I couldn't remember if it was top or bottom of the list.
They get rid of Beauty and the Beast, Tomorrow People, and the Carrie Diaries, the Sex and the City prequel series.
I didn't even know anybody cared about that show still. But yeah, I'm sad about the one. But yeah. Anyways, just reply on the episode and let us know.
Awesome. Well, you're here this week, so you can sign off if you want now.
Yes, it's not broken this week. So, thank you as always for listening to Altered Geek Unlimited. You can get in touch with us in the following ways. You can leave a voicemail on our voicemail line, 502-526-5821. You can get a hold of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. You can email us feedback@geekcastradio.com. You can find us on the Twitters at GeekCastRadio, #AlteredGeek. My Twitter handle is @SCP21, and yours is, sir?
TFG1 Mike.
So, as always, get altered, get geeky with the Altered Geeks. And it's not broke this time.
Surprised to see me? A little. I'm more surprised that I lived so long.
Batman, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, Batman. Or have you met?
Not now!
Great. What did they used to call it? Stereo?
It's been 5 years, and the Geekcast Radio Network would like to give back to you. How, you may ask? Well, first of all, we're coming up with a brand new website to be launched June 1st, 2014. In addition to that, there'll be many new features for interactive abilities. So how do you enter into this magical celebration? Well, Geekcast Radio has a contest where you can win some awesome prizes, ranging from comics, Blu-rays, DVDs, trade paperbacks, and comics, and more. How do you enter? Write in your favorite stories of how the Geekcast Radio Network has affected you in the last 5 years, and how it's unleashed the geek in you. You can also enter by writing reviews on our shows on iTunes. For more information, visit www.geekcastradio.com and click on the banner. So until next time, unleash the geek in you.